Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Second video already. Early. But yes, the first one obviously was on the collaboration. So this one's kind of a little bit more of the norm, I guess, if we go through. I do want to go through a couple of housekeeping items here real quick, so hopefully y'all see this stuff. First off, I've received two addresses of the winners from last week's drawing. I'm still waiting for Namaste for Life to send me his address or her address. I'm not sure about the gender. So hopefully you can get me the address here real quick. If I don't have it by the weekend, I'm going to pick a different winter. Still early, 1 cup of coffee. So please get me that so I can get all the prizes sent out in the mail here. So that was the first thing. Second thing I want to say real quick, prayers to JW Survival and his family. His father passed away this morning, I guess about 4 o'clock. Trying to see if I can get a hold of him, see if we can help out in any way. But I don't have an email for him that works. The one he has posted on his YouTube page the Proton Mail doesn't work. So if anybody has a email for JW Survival, please let me know because I'd like to get in touch with him. Next thing, kind of getting into what the whole point of this video is here, but just wanted to give you guys the latest funny. This was humorous. Found this morning. Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney's daughter, who has been a senator from Wyoming here for the last few years, is considering a presidential run in 2024. That's got to be the funniest thing I've heard in a long time, because, I mean, if you think Kamala Harris dropped out quick because nobody liked her, who the hell's going to vote for Liz Cheney? You remember, this is somebody that voted yes in the impeachment trials of Trump. So, she's probably going to lose Wyoming. You think you're going to win the country? I mean, come on, talk about narcissist, but humorous. But to the point of this morning, and this is starting to get a little worrisome, and a lot of it has to do with the mandates. And we've all said it was going to happen, that eventually companies are going to realize that these mandates are going to be detrimental to their businesses, okay, that they're going to lose employees. And for Home Depot or Walmart or something like that, maybe they're not overly concerned about it. But where it gets a little trickier is in the healthcare industry, all right? And you have nurses, doctors. I mean, we've seen the videos. I think I showed you the clip here a while back, or at least talked about it, where one hospital where all the hospital workers were refusing it, and they quit and left their shoes outside with a little sign saying 17 years RN, 5 years OBGYN, whatever it would be, and they left. Well, now you have what worries me, and again, this is a thinking past the tip of the nose thing. The new governor of New York, who is just as incompetent as the old governor of New York, came up with her brilliant plan for how to staff the hospitals in New York where doctors and nurses are quitting. And her answer is to bring in medically trained National Guards people. Now, if that's not the military running public services in the government, I don't know what is, okay? Now, I'm not saying that there aren't, let's put it this way, I'm saying that there are very qualified medical professionals in the National Guard. Absolutely no question, okay? But now this starts putting the puzzle pieces together as to why the mandate on the military is so important to Potato Joe. Because remember, I said the mandate also includes reservists and National Guardsmen. Now, if they mandate the military, now they can say, okay, you're being called up. And so instead of being your nurse making, and forgive me if I'm wrong here, okay, 50,000 a year, 70,000 a year, whatever it would be, okay, now they are going to say, okay, you're a nurse in the National Guard making 30,000 a year, and we're going to call you to active duty, and you are going to work at Jonesville Hospital or whatever for, sorry, there's probably a dump truck going by, and it's a little loud. Yeah, it's a dump truck full of gravel. So somebody's building at the top of the hill here. So now they're going to be able to mandate all these medical professionals to work in the hospitals cheaper, okay, because you're under military pay, not under your civilian pay. And y'all know the military is not exactly a high-paying job. Okay. So, that starts to get worrisome here because remember, we are an all-volunteer force right now for the military. And with everything that's going on, I mean, I've mentioned before, you think about the recruitment goals of the military, and every year they're screaming, we can't meet our recruitment goals, we can't meet our recruitment goals. And now you put this mandate in there, and people are going to be like, okay, I'm not joining. Well, now you don't have the issue of, okay, where do I get these medical professionals or whatever? Because if nobody's joining, you can't just take a civilian doctor and say, hey, you're now in the National Guard, or a civilian nurse and say, hey, you're now in the National Guard, and we're going to put you to work in this hospital for half of what you were making yesterday. But there's the catch. So now you wonder why this whole thing about drafting women might be important. Well, now, if you have a draft and they can declare a state of emergency because we don't have people manning the hospitals, now what do? They go, okay, Nurse Jones, you're making $50,000 as the nurse at the hospital, but you quit. So we're going to draft you. You are going to be a medical professional in the National Guard. We will make you a second lieutenant, okay, because you're degreed or whatever it is, and we'll pay you your $27,000 a year, and we're going to send you to the same hospital doing the same job. Very possible. Now, extrapolate this out to some other professions. Look what's going on in Massachusetts. You have a bunch of Massachusetts state troopers who are resigning over this, and word has it that they're going to go back to municipal police departments or whatever that, just require them to be tested or whatever it would be, but don't require them to be jabbed. And so the state troopers in Mass are already short-staffed. So now, what do? Gee, we declare a state of emergency, we draft you, and now we're going to assign you to be a state trooper at, half of what you were making before. This is getting worrisome, guys, because if they're going to start using the services infrastructure of the country as a military base, that starts coming straight out of what you'd see in, I don't know, Soviet Union, Communist China, whatever it would be. State-run everything. Interesting, huh? Who the hell's going to join the National Guard? Nobody, okay? So this is why they want they're going to go back with the draft. Be very, very, very watchful about it. I know everybody says, oh, it's not going to affect me or anything like that. Sure, at my age and my profession, I mean, I'm not a cop, I'm not a medical professional, and I'm a little too old to be doing either one of them anyway. So I'm not worried about it. But I look at my daughter, for example. You all know what she does. We talked about her. Oh, okay, fine. She's now 22 years old. Great. Guess what? You're drafted. You're now working at the hospital for the same amount of money that you're making, or for less money than you were making before. And because they're military, at that point, once they're drafted, they're mandated. That's how they're going to play this around, guys. Do not put anything past the authoritarian, totalitarian dictators in government, in Washington, in your states, whatever. Again, balkanization is coming. I'm certain of it, okay? Because there's going to be a reckoning for this. And people are really starting to say, I've had enough. And it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. The New World Order followers, the One World, the globalists and everything like that, are pulling out all the stops, trying to do anything. They're getting as creative as they freaking can. And it's going to be detrimental to everybody else, and it will cause bloodshed. Yeah, Squirrel Cage is active again. Have a good Tuesday, guys. Pinball out.